This video was inspired by a patron. I had just posted my stars and cards on my Patreon, and stars and cards it's my Facebook posts. I don't do them every day. Sometimes I do every day, every other day, a few times a week about the astrology that's going on and how it might affect us. I try to write it plainly. I try not to get all into the jargon so that more people can understand. I don't always succeed, but I try. And she said in the comments, so I just posted about Scorpio season and the full moon in Taurus. And she said, and this is very nice, she said, your writing always makes me feel like magic is about to happen. Then I'm disappointed when nothing happens to me. My famous last words, LOL. The stars are going to get me now. Well, I thought that was funny. But it made me want to come here, make this video, and make a point. A couple points about life. And I've made this point before. The first thing I'm going to say for years now about creating a vessel, a keli, which is a word that I learned when I was living in Brooklyn and was quite devout and living a different kind of spiritual life than I do now. Making a keli, making a vessel, and how I mean it in this context, in this astrology context, is that it is helpful for the transits, for the astrological transits, it is helpful for them if you help them. In other words, let's say you're a writer and you want to publish a book. If you're not writing the book, it can't get published because there's no book. Now, I'm not saying that the fabulous Pisces asking this is doing nothing with her life. I know she's very busy. She has a demanding job. It's emotionally demanding. It's at least 5 days, maybe it's even 6 days a week, all day long, this kind of typical American worker schedule. She doesn't have a lot of spare time. From what I know, she doesn't have a lot of spare time. Her time is spent, and I don't want this to be a critique of capitalism and the patriarchy, although it is, but she doesn't have a lot of time left. What does she have? When she gets out of work, she might have to go food shopping, or she's just, she's running errands, she's paying bills, she's collapsing, she's resting from the day, she's decompressing from the day, which then leaves the weekend, and the weekend is everything that you didn't get done during the week because you didn't have the time, the energy, the space. However, if we're not giving something, making something for the transits to push against, to act against, then we have fewer chances for something good to happen. Then we're just waiting for luck. And yes, there are some lives like this. There really are. There are some charts like this. There are some lives like this where things just happen. There's always a woman or a man somewhere. There's always someone somewhere who makes no effort, and yet people want to date them. People run after them. People find them attractive. Those are particular charts that just tend to draw to them stuff. Maybe it's not love. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's job offers, or maybe it's luck in general. Or maybe, God forbid, it's difficult things. But that's one style, is somehow you figured out you didn't have to lift a finger and you didn't have to do anything, and life is just going to come and fill your vessel, fill your keli. But I'm here to make this video to tell you to create the keli first. Create the vessel so that when God or the archangels or Mother Mary or whatever holy person or spirit guide or whatever you believe, whoever you believe is helping you, your guardian angel, that there's something ready for them. I keep wanting to say to impregnate, that there's some place for fate to put its seed. I'm laughing because I can't explain it in a way that I really want right now, but I think you know what I'm saying. But you have to prepare. This is what this isn't what magic is all about, but it's part of what magic is about, is saying, okay, this is part of what magic is about. This is part of what life is about. Okay, I want to publish a book, so I'm going to write a book. That's the Kaylee. That's the vessel. That's the life you're leading, so that when with intention, with intent, and yes, surprises will happen, but as long as you're doing something, as long as you're creating a life for yourself, then the transits have something to push against, to act against. Another example for the writers. So I'm in the middle of writing a book proposal, and I hope that the powers that be will say yes. If I don't write it, there's nothing to say yes to. If you're not creating a life, if you're not setting the table, if you're not making a Kaylee, there's nothing to respond to. And then you're just waiting for luck. And you know what? Some people, it will be that way. Some people, they'll just get whatever. But and a lot of the time, those kinds of people, they don't necessarily get what they want. They just get, like a person who, they never quite choose the partner that they want. They never quite put their own value into it. They're just used to being chosen. So maybe you're that type. Maybe you're just going to wait. Also, there are times for that. Honestly, there are. This is why divination is so important. The tarot cards, for example. This is why they're so important. Because then the cards will tell you, yes, this is the time to be quiet, fallow, break, pause, nothing, do nothing, do nothing, do nothing. High priestess, passivity, waiting for the next instruction. And then there are times to be the magician and be very, very active. So even if your Kaylee is a do nothing Kaylee, I still advise you to create one. Meaning create your life. If you want someone to say yes or no, you have to show something. You have to create it. You have to say, here it is. I'm going to stop here. I'm going to stop talking right now because I have to make a video for the patrons for the Monday through Friday people. Got to make the Tuesday video. I've got quinoa on the stove, which is probably just about done. And if you want to talk to me about this, or anything else, if you want to talk about Scorpio season, if you want to talk about Uranus and Taurus, Saturn and Capricorn, if you want to talk about the nodes and the eclipses going into Cancer and Capricorn, look in the description box. All my information will be there. And we can schedule you. And that's all for right now. I will see you again soon.